How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today I am working on, if you guys remember, it's my 2002 Saturn SL1 series. It quit me a while back, a month and a half ago almost. I replaced this car with that 2002 PT Cruiser. I didn't get this car sold, so I decided I'm going to go ahead and fix it. I did buy a new, down there underneath the coil pack, ignition module for it. And as soon as I put that part on, it fired up and ran again. And I put new plugs and wires on it. Well, I drove it one night and it did great. And then the next morning, again, it didn't start. Same go around, same intermittent problem I've been having with it. Looked it up. A lot of people are saying this thing does not have a crankshaft sensor on it. This is the 1.9 liter single overhead cam engine. Well, I'm here to tell you it does too have a crankshaft sensor. It's right here, and I have the part number is right there, and this is that brand right there. I decided since I was fixing the car, I might as well fix the oil leak as well. So I removed the fender. That wasn't necessary. The fender was damaged from when I wrecked it. So I moved it because it was covered in motor oil down the whole side. So I did pressure wash it yesterday. So I haven't done anything other than remove the serpentine belt and the dampener. As you can see where it's black, oh, sorry about the camera, where it's black is where I attempted to fix the cracked timing cover, and it worked for a little while, and well, it failed again. So today's task is we're going to remove the oil pan, the timing cover, the valve cover, and to get this part on, I'll show you underneath. Oh, right there is the starter, and just behind that part right there, the solenoid, is where that crankshaft sensor goes. So you have to remove the starter to get to it, and I don't know if I can get you back in here. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, can't get my camera back in there, so but I have to pull the starter off to get to it, and when I pull the oil pan off, I will throw a set of new rod bearings in it, because you know I've been running this thing low on oil quite a bit, and she knocks, not bad, only when it warms up she gets a little rod knock to her. So I figured, what the heck, I'll put a new set of bearings in it. But as for the PT Cruiser, when it goes, it's no longer on the property. I don't know, see, I can show you. I sold it to a friend of mine, lives down here on the corner. So it ain't gone too far. It sits, oh, I don't know, there you go, all the ways down there on the corner. So that's where it's at. I ain't gonna miss it, but I did enjoy having it for the time that I had it. But this car here, it just gets way better gas mileage, so we're gonna go back to it, and I'll be looking forward to going back to driving it once everything's all taken care of, and I won't have to constantly keep putting 2 quarts of oil in it a week. So that's the plan for today. I'm gonna get the starter off, and I'll keep filming off and on as we go. All right, everybody, got the starter off, put the new part in, and got the old part out. I don't know how well I can get this to zoom in, but oh, I may not do it. But right here, where my finger's at, if I can get it to focus. Come on. Well, right here where my finger's at, there's a crack right there. Comes off the center where the silver is. You'll see, can't get it to focus, but y'all have to just take my word for it. There's a crack right here in the sensor. So I pulled it out, stuck the new one in. It wasn't really hard to do, but changing that dadgum back bolt on that starter was you can't see it. You have to go in blind. But I got it, put the battery back in, hooked it up, hit the key, the car started right up. So I'm happy about having that all taken care of. So my goal now is I'm gonna go ahead and pull the valve cover on it and this timing cover right here. I'm gonna take that idler there off. And the belt tensioner there. And I'm gonna pull all these bolts out. And I'm gonna pull the bolts out of the pan, which only has 2 right here. And these are all 10 millimeters. I don't have the exact number count, but I'm gonna pull all them out. And then behind that, let me show you right here. That pulley right there, that tension, that pulley, that idler right here, that one right there. There's a bolt that goes in right behind it. So what I did already is I got the new timing cover already prepped and ready to go. It's not new, it's a used one off another car, but I put the new seal in, and you can see it has a bolt here and a bolt here, here and here off the pan. And you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then this one right here is 14. So that tensioner, that's what it is, not the idler, but the tensioner is actually blocking this one. So you take that belt tension off, which sits right here, but it blocks you from taking that one out. So I've already put a new seal in this. I already prepped it. I'm gonna put some gasket maker on it. I took the oil pump apart, cleaned it all up a little bit ago. It was full of gum and grime, and this came off a car that had water in the block, but it's all good. It's not cracked. Mine's got a crack right here. This assembly right here, this whole section right here is oil pump. And on the other car, it's cracked here on the casing, and it's cracked right here where the oil pump is. It's not leaking here on the casing, but right here where that big blob is, it's cracked, and then that's where the oil actually is feeding out. So in the high RPMs, the oil pump's really turning and it's just pushing fluid out, and of course it catches in the serpentine belt and slings it all over, and then comes out around the wheel, and the wheel slings it down the road. It makes a huge mess. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the valve cover, get a jack underneath that motor, jack up that oil pan, pull all them bolts out. Thinking those pan bolts underneath might not be 10s. I think they're 8s. I don't know for sure. I kind of want to know. Yeah, they're 8 millimeters, and there's 4 of them. So I'll pull those off, and I'll pull all them 10 mils out. And the tensioner, it's also 10 mil. So take those off. And I'll get that motor mount, all this assembly out of the way, so I can get that idler out, which appears to be a 13. So I think these are 15s. So I'll pull this off. And then there's 2 bolts down on this mount. There's down below that is also 10 mils. There's 4 of them. That takes this lower engine mount. And if I remember correctly, yeah, you've got these 2 here that has to come out as well to get to the back side of that engine mount. So once that upper mount's completely out with these 3 bolts, and then this 2 on each side, then this upper mount lifts off. Then this lower mount has 2 comes in from the back and 2 on the front. So once you get all those out, this whole assembly comes out of the way. Then you take that belt idler off, pull the valve cover, get it out of the way, and then timing cover. it doesn't quite lift out. You have to actually jack the motor up, or yeah, you have to jack the motor up high enough that that oil pump assembly will slide past the frame and the block. It's a little tricky, but it's doable. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'll come back when I get the valve cover and the motor mount off. Here we are, we got the valve cover off. Again, I got the time machine cover off. And I use some good gasket maker, because woo-wee, that did not want to come apart. But remember that if you take this cover off, if you guys are working on one of these, this isn't a how-to, but this kind of, but these are O-rings right here, and make sure that they don't fall out, because those are what makes the seal on your oil pump. And that bolt hole right here, the bolt that was in it wasn't a 10, it was an 8. So in all there's like 5 8mm bolts. And got the motor blocked up on boards and a jack pushing upwards on it, so I was able to drop the oil pan timing cover out through the bottom, and I've got it sitting in here on the table side by side the new one. So without actually taking the oil pump off, I can't see that there's that crack right here from internal, but I know when I took it off, all this area here was clean, and right here was a pool of oil where she was still oozing out. But this part right here, you know, it's cracked, but that has nothing to do with, I mean, it does. I mean, it's in the crack with the oil passages, but your oil pump actually is right here, so the rain pressure was shooting out this. Is it that side? It'd be coming out this side right here. So somewhere in the casing there's a crack, but we'll worry about that. I gotta get this center stud out, put in this one. I gotta get gasket maker on this and get this prepped. I gotta get this pan, this valve cover cleaned up and ready to go. I'll get those done. I'll get the timing cover back on. I'll get the valve cover back on. And I'm not gonna put sealant here on the bottom just yet. I'm gonna gasket here and pull it all back on. But I'm gonna leave this unsiliconed because I am gonna drop that oil pan. Because I do have in that bag new rod bearings I am going to throw in this motor, because if I'm going to do in this deep, I might as well fix everything. So I'll keep filming as I go. Everybody, I got the valve cover back on, the motor mount back in, the timing covers back on, the tensioner, the idler pulleys all back on. I got it all squared away. Everything's tight. Gasket maker still kind of, it's set up. It's sticky, but it's set up. So gave it its time to cure. Went ahead and changed the oil filter. There's the oil pan right there that I caught the fluid in. Old oil filter right there. The wicks is what I put on. There's the new rod bearings. So I'm gonna climb underneath here now and pop out this oil pan and get these rod bearings. And what I looked up for torque spec is 33 foot-pounds of torque on these things. So that's what we're gonna go with, and hopefully that's correct. So I'll come back when the pan's off. All right, everybody, I've got the pan all prepped and cleaned up and ready to go, and I'm getting ready to go install it now. I have all 4 rod bearings in. They're the old ones, and 2 of them were actually pretty bad, and there's what she looks like now. I marked the bearing caps forward, so when I took them off I knew which way to put them back. I'm getting ready to put the oil pickup tube in there, clean up the mating surface a little bit more. throw the pan gasket on, and, or not pan gasket, but the pan back on, and cinch it down. Put the serpentine belt on, lower motor mount, get the fender back on, get the wheel back on, get some oil in this thing, and hopefully I can get it done before it gets too dark. Alright, I'll keep picking. Alright everybody, it's all back together. Got the valve cover, belts, fender, wheel, oil pan, rod bearings, oil's in it. New plugs, wires, coil, or not coils, crankshaft sensor, ignition module, rod bearings. I had 2 rod bearings that were bad. Did already start it up. I was in a hurry, but did boil the oil pressure. Kind of scared me for a minute, but sounds really good. I'm happy with it. Sounds good, no shakes. I think that's the best it's ever ran yet. So, let's take it for a spin. See how she rolls, how she runs. Alright. I hope from here on out I don't have any more mechanical problems with this car for a while. Well, look, my speedometer's not working. I guess. Hey, yeah, no rod knock. And number 1 and number 3. Number 1 had actually welded itself together, and number 3 had a huge groove in there for some reason. So I don't know what that was all about, but it's all working now. I don't know why she's still idling high. Might be another sensor that has to be changed. Oh well, if it is. Well, the real challenge is I'm gonna put 101 miles on it tonight. So we'll see how she does tonight when I take it on the route. I'm happy to see this thing back up and running again. Hopefully I don't have to continue to put 2 quarts of oil in it anymore. Changing that oil pump and timing cover. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and comment. And let's see if we can get some shares and likes and comments on this video. I need to know what you guys want to see, so please be able, or do whatever you want to do. I just want to thank you all, and God bless y'all.